So the India versus Australia series is about to start. Is about to start. India's tour of Australia 2020-21 tour of Australia is about to start. As we all know, it has 3 legs. There's the one-day leg, there's the T20 leg, and finally the test matches, which are the real meat of the matter, of course. So they're going to start today, America time, December 6th, November 26th itself. Technically in Australia, the first one day will start on November 27th, but we're a day early here. So our time will start November 26th. And yeah, there's 3 one-day matches, followed by 3 T20 matches, followed by the 4 test matches. Of course, for the purists, it's all about the tests. So the one-day matches, the T20 matches, they're just things to get out of the way until we can, get into the serious business of 5-day test matches. That's what we're all waiting for. Red ball cricket or pink ball cricket in this test, at least for the first test. It's move away from tradition, but it is what is it? What it is in these degenerate times, I guess. Not the biggest fan in the world of day-night cricket, pink ball cricket, or drop-in pitches, but that's what you get in Australia these days in the name of innovation and whatnot. But it is what it is. Even with it being a pink ball test, and even with us getting all these dead and lifeless drop-in pitches in Australia, Test cricket is still Test cricket. So I'm still waiting for the tests to begin and just to get these, idiotic, nonsensical one-day matches and T20 matches out of the way. But anyways, the first match in this tour is a one-day match. Before I get into, probable 11s for that, let's just dive into the biggest story of this tour so far. So currently, it looks like the Australian team is pretty balanced. No major worries there, no major uncertainties there. Everything looks pretty stable. The last time when India toured in 2018, both David Warner and Steve Smith were missing, but no such issues this time around for Australia. So all the intrigue this time around is actually in the Indian camp, where Virat Kohli is going back after playing the first test to attend the birth of his child back home in India. His wife, the famous actress Anushka Sharma, is currently pregnant and expecting in January. So Virat is planning to fly back after the first test. So that's a big blow to the series there. And Rohit Sharma, India's other big star, like the 2 big stars in Indian cricket right now. One is Virat Kohli, the other is Rohit Man Sharma. Rohit the Hitman Sharma, or Rohit Man Sharma, as some of his fans call him. Called thus because of his hitting ability, his ability to hit 6s and 4s, he's a good striker of the ball, good hand-eye coordination. So anyways, Rohit Sharma, there's a lot of intrigue surrounding him. Initially, he wasn't even picked for the series. When the teams were announced for this series, India announced a squad with a small asterisk. The asterisk said they will keep an eye on the fitness of Rohit Sharma. And so the latest developments on this are that his currently is in India, so he's going to do a test at the NCA, National Cricket Academy in India, on December 11th to prove his fitness. And if he proves fit, he'll fly out to Australia. But of course, in today's climate, he'll have to do 2 weeks of quarantine before he can play any tests. So the earliest possible date it'd be available would be like, around December 26th, the Boxing Day test. If, he flies out immediately after passing his December 11th physical. If he passes that and he flies out immediately, then his quarantine period will be over around December 25, and the Boxing Day test starts on December 26. So best case scenario, he'll be able to play the Boxing Day test. But that's not really realistic. You can't really expect someone to, just walk out of a 2-week quarantine and immediately play a test match. So realistically, even if he flies out, immediately after passing his December 11th physical, he'll only be available for the last 2 tests. I think the 3rd test starts around January 7th. So he'll get a week of practice after exiting his quarantine, and then he'll be able to play the last 2 tests. And this is still assuming everything goes well and he passes his December 11th physical. So it's a big blow to the series that you're losing your 2 biggest stars. You're losing Virat Kohli for 3 tests, and you're losing Rohit Sharma for at least 2 tests, if not the whole tour. So that's a big, big blow. And that's, kind of the main intrigue surrounding this series currently, as things stand currently. But yeah, other than that, the first one day will start in a couple of hours. It'll start on November 26th, Thanksgiving Day itself here in America, but Australia time, it's technically November 27th, Friday. And probable 11s for, for Australia, probable 11s would be David Warner and Aaron Finch opening, Steve Smith at 3, Marnus Labuschagne at 4, probably Marcus Stoinis at 5, wicketkeeper batsman Alex Carey at 6, all-rounder, well, let's call him an all-rounder since he can bowl a bit, Glenn Maxwell at 7, and then you've got your 4 specialist bowlers, Alex Sampa, the leg spinner, Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, and Josh Hazlewood, the 3 paces. Most likely that's Australia's first choice 11 if they go in full strength. India's first choice 11 with the players that they have available, if they do go in first full strength, most likely this will be their 11. Openers Shikhar Dhawan and Mayank Agarwal. At number 3, we'll have Virat Kohli. At number 4, Shreyas Iyer. At number 5, wicketkeeper batsman KL Rahul. At number 6, Hardik Pandya. At number 7, all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja. At number 8, you might have the spinner Yuzvendra Chahal. And then your 3 pacers, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, and Navdeep Saini. But latest reports are that Navdeep Saini might be nursing a back sprain, so he might not play. So your 3rd seamer might... well, we'll have to see who the 3rd seamer will be. It might be Deepak Chahar. I think he's in the squad. Or maybe Shardul Thakur. Yeah, I think Shardul Thakur is in the squad. So yeah, India might not be able to go into this first one day at full strength, even with the players they have available for them in Australia, because Navdeep Saini, latest reports are that he is nursing a back strain. So yeah, both teams fairly strong. Given all the intrigue surrounding the Indian camp right now, Australia probably will go in as favourites, but this is cricket. Anything can happen on any given day, especially in white ball cricket. As we know, the gap between the 2 teams, kind of lessens as the formats get shorter. Test matches, the stronger team will win more often than not. In one-day internationals, that's also true, but, the other side has a little bit of a better chance than in T20 internationals. It's still true, but the weaker side has a little bit more better chance to win. Things work like that in cricket when, the formats get shorter. There's a little bit more uncertainty as to the result of the match. So yeah, that's how things stand right now. Mostly, its main talking point right now is just all the intrigue, surrounding Rohit Sharma and, his injury or fitness or whatever you want to call it. Because, he supposedly picked up the injury. Supposedly it's a recurrence of the hamstring strain that kept him out of the New Zealand tour earlier this year. Supposedly he picked it up in the IPL that just concluded midway through the IPL, but he did play the final few matches of the IPL, so a lot of people are wondering how is he unfit if he managed to play those few matches. But, it is what it is. IPL is a shorter format. There is pressure to play those games because there's a lot of money involved in the IPL. So anyways, once the IPL concluded, most of the Indian squad flew from Dubai to Australia, but Rohit Sharma flew from Dubai to India, and so now even if he flies to Australia straight away, he has to complete 2 weeks of a hard quarantine. According to current rules, he won't be able to practice for those 2 weeks. So all those things are complicating matters a little bit, and it looks like best case he'll only be able to play the last 2 tests, and worst case it looks like he might miss the whole tour of Australia, which will be a big blow to him as well, because he hasn't played a lot of test cricket, especially in overseas conditions, and I know he is looking to prove himself in overseas conditions, and he isn't getting younger. He is 33, so he won't get the chance to tour Australia too many more times. So if he does miss out on this tour, it's gonna be a big blow to him. But that's today's update for now. I might do another update in Hindi. It's not really my first language or even my second language, but I know a lot of the audience out there just want to see these videos or these previews in Hindi rather than in English. So I'll think about it, but here's your first preview of the 2021 India tour of Australia. Thank you.